Good morning. This is Nick from I'mWinningAtLife.com, and I am back again to share some new insights with you. So I want to talk about kind of a bit of random stuff today, and just go over some of the things that have been happening in the last week or so that kind of I think I should share with you that you may even see in your own life, and hopefully we can draw on those experiences that I've had and make some good connections to things that maybe we do or we don't do that can change our life. So I've really been dealing with a lot of different people and a lot of different things in the last week or so, and so I wanted to kind of start off with your attitude and people's attitude. So I noticed lately, and I've noticed it for quite some time, but really this last week has really been pretty clear to me. Some of the things that people have been doing, and it seems to be kind of related to attitude. So when you get up in the morning, what is your attitude like? Right? From the start of your day, what is your attitude like? Think about it for a little bit. And then as your day progresses, what is your attitude change toward? Because your attitude kind of always changes. You kind of have an underlying attitude or feeling that you're going through fairly consistently, and you kind of have that mood that's set pretty consistently. But you go through highs and lows and ups and downs in life. And how do you react to those ups and downs and those highs and lows? How do you try to increase your attitude to make it better every day? And when you do that, how do you sustain that momentum in a better attitude, right? And how does that attitude affect your life every single day? Because it does. Sometimes we don't even realize it, but the attitude that we have for the day and that we carry through the week, through the month, through the year, it makes a huge difference in everything we do. So I've been dealing with people lately. I deal with people all the time, but I've been dealing with a lot of people lately, and I've been watching the attitude of people, and I deal with quite a few people that have this attitude that, it can't be done. It's always negative. Like, that's the best way I can think of to put it. The attitude is always really negative. We'll never be able to do that. I can't do this in life. It's just not good. My life isn't good. Things don't work out. And when you think about it, they're always, those people that have that attitude always are in that perpetual motion of things being bad. And why is that? Why is it that their attitude seems to reflect what's always going on in their life? And the question I have is it the attitude is there because of what's going on in their life? Or is what's going on in their life there because of their attitude? And I think if you really look at it, you're gonna find that the latter is the truth. Now, some of you may not believe me, but I guarantee you it's true. Why do some people go through life and they have this great attitude and they're always killing it? Everything in their life is great. They never have any problems, and even when they do have problems, you'll notice they shrug it off real quick and they still get back on track. They continue to maintain that really good attitude, and then they succeed in whatever it is that they're trying to do. Whether it's their health, or it's their family, or it's their work, or it's their passions, or it's their playtime, or their whatever it is, it really doesn't even matter. But they always seem to succeed, and then other people always seem to fail, right? They seem to struggle. So I watch people because I'm fascinated with people, right? I'm fascinated with how people work and what we do and I'm fascinated to see what other people do so I can learn from it. Because as I learn from it, I grow. And as I grow, I get better at everything I do. So think about it for a few minutes and think about the attitude that you have. Is your attitude really good, or is it really bad? You know, or is it just kind of in the middle? And chances are, like I said, it ebbs and flows. It comes and it goes. But you have a choice. Every single day you have a choice in what you can do with your attitude. And the attitude will set the course of your day. So when you wake up in the morning, the first thing I want you to do is find something to be grateful for, right? I don't care how small it is. I don't care how little it is. You need to be grateful for something. And even when times are really, really tough, you need to find something to be grateful for. And I can tell you, because I've been all over the place in my life. I've been to the point where I've had no money and I've had no life, and it's been horrible, where I can't eat food because I just don't have the money, where it's just tough, or where you're begging for help because you just don't know what to do, right? And through that, I've tried to maintain a really good attitude. Even when times are really, really tough, I've tried to maintain a good attitude. I wake up in the morning now every day, and I put on programs, usually through YouTube, that are really positive, or I listen to people that are really positive in life. I don't start out with the news, because the news is almost always negative, right? It's just garbage spewing out that's negative. I don't watch things like talk shows and stuff like that where they're talking about people's problems, because that's just negativity too, right? I try to distance myself from people that have really negative attitudes, because your mind picks that up and it carries it. And as you're thinking about the negative, you start kind of manifesting that in your life. You start doing things that align with that negativity. So you have to try to get a positive attitude. And sometimes it's really tough. Like, it can be really, really tough. When things are really, really bad, it is certainly tough to try to maintain a positive attitude. But you can always choose to go at the end of the day when you've had a really tough day, a really bad day. You can choose to let that day go, right? You can choose to say, okay, this, that, and the other happened. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. I'm having a bad day. But then you can choose to look on the positive side of it and say, okay, what can I learn from it? How can I grow from it? How can I adopt an attitude that's positive towards it, even when it's tough, right? And I've seen it in people over and over. I've seen people that are on their deathbed that still have a good attitude despite the fact that they know that their life's coming to a close. And why is that? And what does it do for them? I'm sure that it makes their life better. So how good of a life do you want to have? Because you can have an amazing life if you really want it, right? And the most mundane things can be amazing if you're willing to adopt a really good attitude. So think about it. You can sit there and you can be doing the dishes, and you can have the attitude of, the dishes suck, I don't want to do it, it's terrible, you know, oh, my work's terrible, I don't want to go do it, you know, this is no good, my friends are terrible, whatever it is, right? This in my life is so difficult, I don't have any money, I can't pay my rent, this is so difficult, right? And you can be down in the dumps, and you can have that negative attitude. But what purpose is it serving you? What is it doing for your life? It's not doing anything, right? As you maintain that negative attitude, you continue to see things in life that are negative. I can tell you, I spent a long time there. I used to sit there and be all the time, man, I always have the bad breaks. Nothing ever works out for me. I got the worst luck. That was the biggest thing for me. I got the worst luck. Everything goes negative. And the more and more I reaffirm that to myself and the more and more I said it, guess what? The more and more it happened. It's just, that's what it is. That's whatever you think about consistently comes into your life. It's just there. You'll always see it, right? But when you take the positive attitude, you'll start to see the things in life that are good. Even in the tough times, you'll see the positive things that are good. And as you see the positive things because you have a good attitude, then more positivity comes and more things come into your life that are going to help you progress and help you make the life that you want. So I'll give you a good example. I spent about a year and a half ago, I was in a car accident, and I had been for about 3 months thinking, oh my gosh, I'm probably gonna get in a car accident. I don't even know why I was thinking it, but I was thinking about, oh man, this is like so bad. And then next thing you know, like it came into my mind for like 3 months straight, like probably once a week. And I tried to shake it, but I couldn't really shake it. And next thing you know, bam, I get hit from behind by somebody and pushed into somebody else, and it just destroys my car. And I'm like, oh man. And everybody goes, oh, that's so terrible. It's so bad, And I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna have a bad attitude about it. Like I'm gonna be positive. There's something to be learned from this, right? And if I maintain a good attitude, I will get positivity back. And it was really simple. Like it just kind of happened to work out the way that it worked out, right? And I talked to people and I'm so sorry, it's so bad. I said, nah, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. There's something good in it. I'm not gonna be upset about it. There's definitely something good in it. I don't know what it is yet, but there's something good in it, right? And sure enough, I ended up getting paid by my insurance company more than what I'd purchased the car for. Somehow, some way, when all was said and done, that's what it was. I didn't have to fight with my insurance company. The person who hit me took full responsibility for it, and everything actually worked out great. I ended up buying a new car. Everything was wonderful, and no more problems, right? It's all good. So, when you really think about that attitude and how things go in your life, think about what your attitude is right now, and then recognize that you can change it. You can change your attitude anytime you want. You can have a positive attitude. It's not always easy, and you won't be able to maintain it all the time, but as you try to embrace a positive attitude, you will find that slowly but surely that becomes you. That positivity becomes you, and you will see things in your life change, and you will see things in your life get better, right? And as those things get better, that will invite more positivity and will help reinforce the good that's in your life, and it will help reinforce that good attitude. Okay? Now the opposite is true for everybody as well. When you have a negative attitude, think about how you engage people in your life, right? When you're down and you're depressed and you got a really bad attitude, how do you engage people? You don't. You just don't, right? You either avoid people, or when you engage them, you're standoffish, you don't look at them, you don't talk with them, and that just creates more negativity in your life, right? That bad attitude manifests into things in your life that are difficult. So I'm dealing with a couple people right now that seem to always be upset, and they're kind of pissed off, they're upset, and things keep happening in their life that just aren't the best. You know what I mean? Trouble keeps following them over and over and over. And it's people I've been dealing with for some time now. And the trouble keeps following. And then I ask you and I think about it. Why does the trouble keep following? You know what I mean? Because the negative attitude is there. And when that negative attitude is there, that's what follows you. That negativity follows you. As you go through life and you're negative, you can only get back what you put out. So when your attitude is negative and that's what you put out, you find people like you and situations like you and circumstances like you that are negative. That's what you find because your attitude is negative. It's a diminishing attitude. It's a poor attitude. And then that's what comes back into your life. More trouble, right? The world, the universe, God, whatever it is, gives you that back. They give you back whatever it is that you put out. So you got that bad attitude, and then your job sucks. And the people around you are terrible. And I'm in trouble. And the work's hard to do. And my life is hard. And I can't pay my rent. And I can't do this. And I can't do that. And you're letting the circumstances dictate what happens in your life. Instead of adopting a good attitude and saying, you know what? The circumstances are what the circumstances are, but I'm not going to let that define me. I'm not going to let that control my life. I'm going to adopt a good attitude, and I'm going to learn from this, and I'm going to grow from this, and I'm destined to do more. I'm destined to win, okay? That's how I approach things. And I know I got loved ones in my life that look at me sometimes and they go, dude, you're full of shit, right? You have this attitude that nothing's bad in life. Well, that's not true. There are things in life that are tough, then that are bad. There's things in life you certainly don't want to happen. But guess what? Things do happen in life. You don't have a choice in that sometimes. It's not always internal to you. Things are going to happen that you don't have the control over. But you always have the control over how you respond. And the only way you're going to be able to respond in a positive manner is if you have a good attitude. When you have a bad attitude, that situation is going to rule you. And guess what? You're stuck right where you were at before. You're stuck in that situation. But when you have a good attitude, you approach that problem as a blessing. You approach it as a challenge to be overcome, okay? I've failed so many times in my life, it's ridiculous. I couldn't even count how many times I've failed. I'm a big screw up. So what, okay? I'm still doing better than a lot of people. I'm still doing good enough for me. And that's what matters, right? I'm doing good enough for me. I'm progressing every day, and I'm on that perpetual motion forward, which is what's important because I maintain a good attitude, because I don't let the circumstances dictate what happens in my life. I wake up in the morning and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the fact that I even woke up that day because it's a blessing. It's a miracle every single day, no matter how hard it is, no matter if you can pay the rent or not, no matter if your family loves you or not, no matter if you're sick or not. It's a blessing. It's an amazing feat that we are alive right now. The fact that you are breathing, watching this is amazing. It's amazing. The fact that I can sit here and talk to you is amazing, okay? The fact that I can go walk outside right now is amazing, okay? The fact that I can go to my kitchen right now and pick up some food and enjoy eating an apple or a banana or anything, the fact that we can do that is amazing, right? And you sit there and you think, man, okay, well, that's just dumb. Like, what does eating food have to do with anything? You just go through and you do it, right? You eat because you have to eat. But in reality, you can enjoy it. You can enjoy going outside. You can enjoy doing the dishes. You can enjoy going to work. You can enjoy the problems if you have a good attitude. And if you want to, use that attitude to find the good in everything you do. So even when you fail, and even when you have trouble, or things are horrible in your life, if you try to take the attitude that is positive, then you can sit there and you can say to yourself, okay, here's my problem that's in front of me. Here's what's going real bad in my life. Here's what I failed at, okay? You can take that and you can use it to learn, right? I didn't fail. I'm gonna learn something from this. I'm gonna grow from it, and then it's not a failure after all. It's actually a win for you. That failure becomes a win. That difficult time, if you're willing to learn from it and grow from it and try to become a better person, it's a win for you. It's not a loss. And so that positive attitude helps carry you through those difficult times. And there are going to be times when you're going to not have a good attitude. I have it sometimes, right? I actually had it for the last couple nights for a good 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes where I was like, man, this is terrible. What is going on in my life right now? Everything is tough right now. But you know what? I sit down, I take the time, and I really reflect on what's in front of me, right? Is it really a problem? Is it really, really, truly a problem? No, it's probably not, you know? And let's say, okay, so it is a problem, right? My work is going really, really bad right now. I'm having a lot of problems there. Okay, you know, I'm having problems with this family member or this friend. Is it really bad? Yeah, it's bad. But do I want it to rule me? Or do I want to adopt a good attitude and choose to see the positivity in it? So right now I'm talking to you about it, about the tough times that I've kind of had in the last couple days, and guess what? It's positive now. I took a better attitude. I took my time at night, and I really recentered myself and focused on those problems and said, okay, what's in front of me, and how can I turn this into something positive? How can I make it better through my attitude, right? And I used my positive attitude to turn it into something that isn't negative, to try to turn it into an experience that I can learn from, that I can grow from, that turns into something more positive. And guess what? Here it is. Here we are. And you can do the same thing too. You just have to take the time to recognize what mood you're in, what your attitude is right now, and then choose to change it. And it's gonna come and go. That good and that negative is gonna come and go. But if you're constantly working on it every day, every hour, every minute, saying, what attitude do I have right now? And what attitude do I want to have? And you're constantly working towards a positive attitude, like everything in life, eventually that attitude will become you. That positivity will become you. You will remove the negativity from your life, and you will bring in people and things that are positive in your life, and you'll find that things get better. And as they get better and better and better, it reinforces the positivity. So like I talked about before, I spent years saying to myself, oh, it's terrible, bad things always happen to me. And you know what? Nothing bad ever happens to me anymore. It never does. It sounds crazy, but I can't think of anything really bad that happens to me. Like, and if you were to get really deep into my life, you could sit there and say, okay, you know what? I'm having problems with some of my family right now. Like, oh, that's terrible. Yeah, but it's still all good because I can choose to allow it to be good and not negative. Okay? I got in that car accident. It's so terrible. Nah, it's all good. It's still all good, right? It's just, why be negative about it? And guess what? I got a better car. I got my money back. I drive a freaking badass car now. I'm stoked. It's all good. Like, you don't have to worry about it. Because if you can adopt the positive attitude, you're just gonna do better in life. I promise you. Like, it's gonna happen. So take a few minutes, think about your attitude. Think about the people around you, right? You probably deal with quite a few people. Think about the people at your work, and you'll notice some of them have like a great attitude, and some of them don't. And maybe you're in one group or the other, but what group would you rather be in? Think about that for a minute. Do you want to win? Do you want to have a good attitude? Do you want to be in better shape? What do you want to do? And then think about that and realize that things can change. Okay, now I gotta stop because my Roomba's at it. I don't vacuum my house. I haven't in like 3.5 years. It's quite amazing, actually. When you think about the time it saved you, it's phenomenal. But hold on, I'll be right back. I'm shutting my Roomba off because my floors are already clean, because it cleans it for me every single week, multiple times a week. Okay, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Another great thing, like I said, and one of the best things ever, man. When you think about the time involved of cleaning your house, phenomenal, man. I haven't vacuumed my house in 3 years, and my floors are phenomenal all the time. It's amazing. I go barefoot all the time. I got laminate floors, and I cannot stand having shit all over my feet when I walk in the house. But I never do, and I don't do it. It does it for me. Anyways, back to the attitude. So when you really take stock of it, choose to have a good attitude. And it's gonna be tough, and it's gonna be hard sometimes, and you're gonna have those days when you're like, man, everything's terrible. You're gonna have those moments in life, and that's okay. It's totally okay. We're human. We all go through it. The thing I challenge you to do is to pull yourself out of it. When you find yourself thinking, man, this is so tough, man, my family, my kids, my lover, my wife, my husband, my mom, my dad, my siblings, whatever it is, my friends, my work, it's so tough. Think about the attitude that you're taking. And then try to take the attitude of being positive. What can I learn? What can I grow from? What can change and be better about it? And then go do it. Just go do it. Take that attitude that you have and let the positive attitude change your life. Let it change everything you do. Let it change the way you greet people and you meet people and you interact with people. Let it change everything about you. Let it make your life better. So, thanks for hanging out. I'm glad I got to talk with you. It's been an amazing time. I want you to work this week on maintaining a great attitude. Maintain that attitude of positivity. Make the changes in your life and go win. Go win in your personal life, win in your love life, win in your work life, and live the life that you deserve and you want. Okay? Thank you, and have an amazing day and an even more amazing week, and I'll see you next week.